Moving on to question number 5, children. So if you look into question number 5, the question says, I'll write down this is 5. Two right circular cones x and y are made, x having 3 times the radius of y and y having half the volume of x. Calculate the ratio between the heights of x and y. Okay, so here we have been given two right circular cones, children. Okay, so what they have given, x and y, x having 3 times the radius of y. So what you will be writing down, see, let radius of cone y is equal to whichever is small, children, that you will be taking as r. Therefore radius of cone r will be equal to how much? Radius of cone r is equal to 3 into r. Okay, so this is what you are getting, that the radius of y is cone x, children, not y, sorry, r, and for x it is equal to 3r. Okay, and then what is given, children, that the x having 3 times the radius of y and y having half the volume of x. Okay, so since we have taken for y only, so what you will be writing, let the volume of cone y, if you are taking this as v, children, so there are two things, children. Since we have taken base only for y because radius also, so here this if we are taking as y, then for cone x how much it will be, children? Because they are saying what? They are saying that y is having half the volume of x, so it is understood that the x will be having twice the volume of y. So what you will be writing, that x is equal to 2 times of volume, since you are taking volume of y as x. Okay, so this is the most important step, children. Or else if you want, in this particular step you can take for x, if you are taking as v, for y you can take as v upon 2, that is also fine. Why am I taking this, children? Because in the radius also I have taken for y as r, so here also for y I am taking as v. So this is the only reason. If you want, you can do it like that as well. Okay, then what you will be taking, you will be taking let the height of x be, height of x, suppose you are taking as, since you are starting with x, okay, so if you are taking this as h, maybe you can take height of y as h1 or h dash. Okay, so these all things you have written. Now what they have given, children, you have given what is the volume of a cone. So now we will be calculating volume of cone y, or then we would be of x or y, whichever you want, children, that you can write. So write down volume of cone x divided by what has been asked, children, calculate the ratio between height of x and y. So we will be taking x above, okay, upon volume of y is equal to 1 upon 3 pi into x. What is the radius of x, children? You have taken as 3 into r. Okay, so write down into, first we will be writing down normal formulas, children. So we will be taking this as 1 by 3 into pi into 3r square into h you have taken as h divided by 1 by 3 into pi into, for this the radius you have taken as r, okay, r square into h dash. So what do you see here, children? What are the things that are being cut? If you see this particular 1 by 3 is getting completely cut. Okay, so what you are getting, volume of x is equal to how much, children? You have taken as 2v. So write down 2v divided by v is equal to, if you expand this, how much you are getting, children? 9r square into h divided by r square into h dash. So this is getting cut, this is getting cut. What are you getting now? You are getting, this implies that h upon h dash is equal to, this 9 goes that side, so this becomes 2 upon 9. So the ratio of heights of x and y is equal to h is to h dash, and this is coming out to be equal to 2 is to 9. Okay, so this is the way this particular sum has to be done. Okay, that the ratio of heights is coming out to be 2:9. So this was also an easy one. We'll move on to question number 6. Okay, so what is question number 6, children? The question number 6 is, see, the diameters of two cones are equal. Okay, this is what they are saying. Now if their slant height are in the ratio 5:4, find the ratio of their CSA. Okay, so this is an easy one, children. I'll be telling you how to do, and then you can take this as homework. Okay, so basically what do you have to do here, children, in this particular question? See, the radius of both of them has been given as equal because the diameter is equal. So suppose you are talking about here cone 1 and here we are talking about cone 2. So radius for both of them is equal to r. Here also radius is equal to r. If their slant height are in the ratio 5:4, means what? If first ratio is, suppose we are taking common multiple as x, here also you will be taking as 4x. Okay, then ratio of their curved surface area will be what, children? Here what you will be finding out? Here we will be finding out, see, the slant height ratio has been given, so it is understood, children. What will be the CSA? Equal to CSA here will be equal to, this is L, this is L, this will be equal to pi RL, and here also, so pi RL means this will be equal to how much, children? This is going to be equal to, just replace the value pi into r into 5x, and here I'll be getting pi into r into 4x. So what will be the ratio? Ratio is going to come out to be 5/4, obviously, children. Okay, so the writing part you will be doing yourself. So question number 6 I'll be giving you as homework. Alright, now we will be moving to question number 7. So what is question number 7, children? There are two cones. Okay, the curved surface area of one is twice that of the other. The slant height of the latter is twice that of the former. Find the ratio of their radii. So we are getting similar question all the time, children. So I'll be doing question number 7. So question number 7 says what, children? There are two cones. Okay, so again I'll be writing like this. Suppose this is my first cone. Suppose this is my second cone. Okay, the CSA of one is twice the other. Okay, so first of all they are saying that CSA of the first is twice the other. So suppose CSA is here, if they are taking as equal to x, alright, if you want you can take, or else we can take it in the form of the ratio also. So suppose CSA here I am taking x, one is twice that of the other. Okay, so means what? For cone x, suppose, for they are saying the curved surface of one is twice that of the other. So suppose we are taking this CSA as x, curved surface area, then for the first it is coming out to be 2x. Now what they are saying, children? The slant height of the latter, so which is the latter, children? The curved surface area of one is twice the other. Okay, so which one be the latter one, children? Of course this is going to be the latter one. Okay, so what they are saying now, that the curved surface of the latter is twice that of the former. So here which one are we going to take? The latter. That is more important, children. So this is what you have to understand. Is one of one is twice that of the other, the curved surface of the latter. So means we are taking of this. Okay, the slant height of the latter. So this I will be taking as 2L. And here L is equal to L because the slant height of the latter is twice this much. Then you have to find out what? You have to find out the ratio of the radii. So here what you will be calculating, children? Here we are getting what? I have been getting that CSA is equal to pi r into L. So CSA I am getting 2x. So write down 2x is equal to, suppose the radius of this is equal to r1, and then here let the radius be equal to r2. Okay, so now what you will be writing? See, here you will be writing 2x is equal to pi into r1 into L. So what you are getting? This implies r1 is equal to how much? Okay, this is 2L, children, not L. Okay, so I'll just erase this. So write down 2x is equal to 2 into pi r L, because this 2 you are taking forward. So how much you are getting? That this implies pi is coming out to be x upon, okay, so write down, this is coming out to be x upon pi into, just a second children, r is equal to x upon, just a second, I'll just erase this. I'll be writing down that r is equal to x upon pi into L. So this is what you are getting first. And if you move to here, what you are getting children, here you will be writing that CSA is equal to x, x is equal to pi into R2 into L. Okay, so now what you will be calculating children, here everything is going. So what we feel children, that instead of going for this method, because this is going to be very tedious one, there is one more way that we can do, so that can be more easy, because this is not going to lead us to any result. Okay, so instead of going by CSA, we'll be taking first what, slant height, because that is how one of your questions has been solved. So what can you take children? Here also you can take cone 1, and here also you can take cone 2. That is completely fine. So for first cone, if you are taking is suppose slant height is equal to L, then for the second cone slant height will be L dash will be equal to 2L. Okay, so suppose the first radius we are taking as R1, so radius is equal to R1 you are taking. So here radius will be equal to how much? Here the radius will be equal to R2. Okay, now what is the next thing children? The next thing is, so for the first cylinder, for the first cone, sorry, not cylinder, what will be CSA equal to? CSA will be equal to pi r L, pi r 1 into L. And here what will be CSA equal to children? CSA will be equal to pi into R2 into 2L. So how much will this be equal to children? This will be equal to 2 pi R2 into L. So this way it will be easier for you to calculate. Now it has been given what children? It has been given that CSA of the first is equal to 2 times of the CSA of the second. This is what we have been given. So we will now replace the value. So you will be writing what is the CSA of the first children. This is equal to pi R1 into L is equal to what is 2 into what is the CSA of the second. We have getting 2 pi RL. 2 pi R2 into L. So what are the things that can be getting cancelled children? Here pi is getting cancelled, LL is also getting cancelled. So what are you getting? That R1 upon R2 is equal to 2 into 2, that is 4. So of course the ratio has to be in the 4:1 form. So you will be writing, this implies that R1 is to R2 is equal to 4:1. Okay, so this is what you are getting. Now we will be moving to the next thing children. So what is the next question? So in what basically we are seeing children, that in all these types of sum we are having questions which are dealing with what? Which are dealing with mostly ratios. Okay, we will be moving to question number 8. So in question number 8, the question says the heap of wheat is in the form of cone of diameter this much and height this much. Find its volume. How much cloth is required just to cover the heap? So this is very easy question children, because here diameter has been given as 16.8. So it is understood that the radius is coming out to be 8.4. And then they have given you height as equal to 3.4 meter. So you have to calculate the volume. So obviously volume is going out to be equal to 1/3 into pi r square h. And then how are you going to calculate the cloth that is required? For calculating the cloth children, it is understood that you have to calculate the curved surface area. So for calculating curved surface area, you will be using the formula pi r L. So L you will be calculating using this formula, h square plus r square. Okay, so here you will be using this particular formula, and then you can easily get the answer. Alright, so this question is going to be easy one, and then we'll be moving on to question number 9. Okay, so what is question number 9 children? If you just have a look into it. So the question number 9 says, find the length of the canvas 1.5 in width that is required. Find what length. Okay, find what length of canvas 1.5 meter in width is required to make a conical tent 48 meter in diameter and 7 meter in height. Okay, so this is what they are asking, that you have to calculate the length of the canvas. Okay, so what is canvas, children? Canvas is basically your whatever is the cloth which is there. So for making the tent, they have got a different type of canvas. So 1.5 meter in length. So this is the length of this is 1.5 in width, sorry, and children, you have to find out the length. So this is the length. Suppose this is what you have to calculate, and from this you are making a cone. And what is the length of this conical tent, children? 48 meter in diameter and 7 meter in height. So I will be taking this as 7 meter and the diameter is equal to 48 meter. So you have to form this particular cone with the help of this particular canvas, and it has been given that 10% of the canvas is used in folds and stitching. Okay, so means what you will be calculating, first we will be calculating whatever is the curved surface required, because for making a canvas you require curved surface area, and then what you will be calculating is, since the 10% is still more required, we will be finding out 10% and then we will be adding to get the answer. Okay, so what we will be doing, children, in this, write down first you have to calculate curved surface area, because for calculating the area of canvas, children, you have to remember you have to calculate curved surface area. And why curved area? Because, children, you don't put canvas at the base. Canvas has always to be put only in the lateral part or the curved part. Okay, so how are you going to solve this? So for question number 9, write down for cone what is the diameter, children. Write down for cone, diameter is equal to 48, so it is understood that radius will be equal to 24. Height has been given as 7, and of course the units, children, this is meter. You have to write down the meter. So first we will be finding out slant height. So slant height will be equal to root over of h square plus r square. So this in turn is going to be equal to 24 square plus 7 square. Okay, so how much is this going to be? This is going to be, of course, 26, children. By now you all know already. So okay, no, 7 square, I thought it's 10, because 24 square is equal to 576, children, plus 49. So this is going to come out to be 625. Okay, so root 625 is equal to how much? This is equal to 10. Sorry, 25, not 10. So this is what we are getting. So I am getting L, that is slant height, is equal to 25. Now I will be calculating CSA. So CSA is equal to how much, children? The formula says pi r into L. Now using this formula, just calculate pi. They have not given that you have to take pi as 3.14. So you will be taking 22 upon 7. So this is 22 upon 7 into radius is 24 into what is the slant height, children? You have calculated as 25. Okay, so how much is this going to be equal to? We'll just calculate. See, 24 into 4 is equal to 100, and then you are left with 6. So 22 into 6 is 132. So this is going to be equal to 13200 divided by 7 meter square. Okay, so this is what is required. Now what they are saying, that 10% of canvas is used in folds and stitching. Okay, so how much is 10% of this, children? So write down 10% of canvas required in stitching, is equal to 10% of 13200 divided by 7. So this is coming out to be equal to 10 upon 100 into 13200 divided by 7. So this goes, so you are getting how much? 1320 divided by 7, children. So this is 10%. Now what you have to calculate, therefore, what is the total canvas required? Okay, write down. Therefore, total canvas required is the original that we are getting upon calculations plus the 10%. So this is equal to be 13200 divided by 7 plus 1320 divided by 7. Since the denominator are same, we'll just quickly add them up. So this is going to be coming out to be equal to, see, 14520 divided by 7 meter square. So this is the entire length of the canvas or entire area, not the length. Okay, so this you have to remember, children, this is not the length, this is the area. So the total area of the canvas that you require is this much, means children, this is what you are getting. Now for this area, you have calculated for this particular rectangular canvas, you have calculated the area. Now can you find out the length, children? Yes, because the width has been given already. Okay, so do you need to calculate that, children? Yes. For what length is the question, children? So first you need to find out the length. Okay, so what you will be writing here, that for canvas, first we calculated for cone, now we will be calculating that for canvas, area is equal to how much? This is equal to 14520 divided by 7. And how much is width equal to, children? Breadth is equal to, they have given 1.5. So this, if you want, you can take it as 3/2 because the earlier one is already in fractions. So if both of them are in fractions, it will be easier for you. Okay, so now what you will be calculating, how are you going to calculate the answer, children? It is very easy, you just have to go for division. So what you will be writing, A is equal to L into B. So this implies length will be equal to area upon breadth. So area we have calculated as equal to 14520. Okay, 14520 divided by 7 divided by 3/2. Okay, so when we erase this, we'll just erase this. So this is coming out to be equal to 1,414. Why am I writing 5, children? 14520 divided by 7 into 2/3. Okay, so when you are calculating this, children, this is coming out to be equal to, okay, if you just divide this, I'll be quickly doing this. So this is coming out to be equal to, see, this is equal to 9680 divided by 7. So this will be equal to how much? 1. Then we have 26. So 26 means 3 times, and then we'll be having equal to, okay, this is going to be equal to how much, children? 1. Then 26 means we have 50. So 58 means how much, children? Will be going, 58 goes 8 times. Okay, so we'll just check with the calculations, children, whether, because 138 is not matching the answer, whether it is there in your book. This is actually in your book, the meter is given as 1396. So there can be two reasons, children. Suppose if you are taking 3.14 and solving your answer, then you are expected to get a different answer. So there is nothing much to worry about. Okay, so that much small things can be rendered upon. So what you can do, we can just take a quick calculations, and maybe you can try using your calculators, not calculators, just children, using 3.14 as well, and you can just have a look that how much is that affecting your answer. Okay, because as of now when we are calculating, this is going to be 1382.67. okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll be once calculating using taking 3.85, sorry children, 1382.85. okay, so this is what we are getting. Now if we calculate using 3.14, children, please have a look whether you are getting same answer or not, or else we'll be just looking, because this is the only method of doing this particular sum. Okay, so even if the answer is differing only by some 10 units, 10 to 12 units children, so it is understood that the difference that is there only in the value of pi. Okay, so now what you will be writing children, you have found out the length. Now what is the thing which has been given? The rate has been given as rate per meter is equal to rupees 24. Okay, so now what you will be calculating, therefore write down, this implies, what you will be writing, total rate is equal to 24 into 1382.85. So how much are we getting children? Don't get panicky about the answers that you are getting there children, because ultimately that is going to be same. So here we are getting 33,188 rupees 0.57. So this is equal to rupees 33,188.57. Okay, so this is the answer that you are getting. So this is the way you have to do this sum, and don't worry about the difference that you are getting children. You can just try using pi once, because this method is definitely correct.